Lesson 8-6, subtracting mixed numbers. So this is going to be similar to yesterday, but instead of the models, we actually have the work. Now, with subtraction, we are going to have some borrowing. So we are going to kind of talk about that. I know we've talked about that a little bit in some other PODs, but we're really going to get more into that this time. So Evan is walking 2 1/8 miles to his aunt's house. He has already walked 3/4 of a mile. How much farther does he have to go? So we know we are subtracting because of the word farther. So we have 2 1/8 minus 3/4. The first thing we need to do is change our denominators to be common denominators. I'm going to change this to be into eighths, times it by 2, times it by 2. That gives me 6/8. I'm just going to go ahead and bring this over so they're lined up. I'm ignoring those. So 1/8 minus 6/8. Well, I can't do 1 minus 6, so I'm going to have to borrow. So my 2 becomes a 1. And I'm going to bring over a whole. Now, a whole, again, does not mean 10. It only means 10 when you are using regular place value. With fractions, a whole is separate. A whole is determined based on your denominator. So this denominator is 8. So we're going to add on a whole, which would be 8/8, because we have all 8 of the 8 pieces. That's a whole. So 1/8 plus 8/8 is 9/8. Now, 9/8 minus 6/8 would give me 3/8. 1 minus 0 would give me 1. My answer is 1 3/8. So let's look at that kind of based on some pictures here. So they have a problem of 4 1/4 minus 1 2/3. So write the equivalent fractions. So they took 4 1/4 and 2/3 and changed it into twelfths. They also drew out the 4 3/12 that they ended with once they made common denominators. Now they renamed 4 3/4 to show more twelfths because we had to borrow, because you can't do 3 minus 8. So they took the whole away and added in 12 twelfths, which gave us 12, 13, 14, 15 twelfths. Now we can subtract. 15 minus 8 is 7. 3 minus 1 is 2, because we borrowed and changed that into twelfths. All right, let's do a little bit more practice with that. Let's look at number 3 here. I'm going to write it here, and then I'm going to bring it up for you guys. So that we have 6 3/10 minus 1 4/5. All right, so first, we need to change this into tenths. I times that by 2, times that by 2. That gives me 8. Bring this over. So we're done with this. 3/10 minus 8/10. We can't do it. We got to borrow. This becomes a 5. What do you think we're going to add here? We're going to add a whole of what? 10/10, which gives us 13/10. Because I take my denominator and I need a whole of it. So 13 minus 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 gives me 5/10. 5 minus 1 is 4. Now 5/10 you can also simplify by dividing by 2. I'm sorry, not by 2, by 5. Because 5 is prime. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So my answer becomes 4 1/2. All right, let's try one more. We have 9 1/3 minus 4 3/4. So I'm going to change my denominators first, and I know I can change them into twelfths. If you still need to be doing your chart over to the side, go ahead and continue doing that. So I times this by 3, so I times this by 3, that's 9, times this by 4, times this by 4, that's 4. I'm done with this. Can't do 4 minus 9, so I'm going to have to borrow. That becomes an 8. What am I going to add? Am I going to add 10/10 again? Nope, because I'm not working with tenths. So what am I going to add? 12 twelfths. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 twelfths. 16 minus 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That gives me 7 twelfths. 8 minus 4 is 4, so it's 4 and 7 twelfths.